Hey GED students, this is your teacher Damon Tenen coming to you with your weekly installment. Of course, we're working in the area of basic equations and we're looking at solving for x. Now, every month we do a very specific subject matter. So today we're going to be talking about advanced. Okay, so if you're not advanced, you need to go back in the playlist and look at the basic, look at the intermediate, then come back and watch this video. But certainly I want you to watch this video. And let me know how you're doing with these things. Put a comment in the comment section, like the video, share the video. Somebody else who might benefit from this kind of instruction that's available here on my YouTube channel. The other thing I would say is this video is going to be about 9 to maybe about 11 minutes as I'm recording it. And, so watch it through. Don't just watch a little bit of it and then, jump ship. Watch it through so you actually get this done. Now, everything we do is all based upon the skill and the word problem. And so I'm going to show you a very advanced basic equation question first, and then we'll jump into a couple word problems. So let's jump in. Now, here I am at the equation. I've already wrote it up here on the board. Now, remember 4 steps, and we call those steps COPA. Combine like terms, do the opposite, perform the operation, and get your answer. This is my patented method. This is something I came up with back in my days in the GED classroom, just showing people how to get this down. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is find the terms that are alike and combine them, right? So I always try to use a little highlighter just to visually demonstrate that. So that's like, and that's like, and now let me grab a different color, and then that's like, okay? So we want to combine these terms. And so the way we combine these terms is by doing the opposite. So right here, we have 14 plus y divided by y plus 27 equals 74. So we're going to do the opposite of that, which is the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to multiply it by y plus 27. Okay. The benefit in doing that cancels that out, right? And then we just drop this down here to 14 plus y. And then we also multiply that side. And then that gives us an opportunity to do a little bit of distributive property. So we do 0.74y and then 0.74, drop that plus sign down there, times 27 gives us 19.98. Okay. Now we want to still combine like terms. So let me go ahead and identify those terms that are alike one more time here. 0.74y is like, and that's like that. And then we get a different color. 14 and 19.98 are like. Obviously not the same number, but they're alike. Okay, so now remember, we're combining like terms, doing the opposite, performing the operation, and getting our answer, right? So up here, we combine them by doing the opposite, right? We did the opposite. We performed the operation. That's the performing operation. And then we got our answer down here. So let's do that again. So we always, in general, want the y on this side, the letter variable here and the number over there. It doesn't have to be, but that's just the way we read from left to right. So we should do it that way. So we're going to do the opposite of 0.74y. And it's going to be a minus. Whoops, get my black ink back there. A minus 0.74y. And if I do it to that side, I do it to this side. So, of course, that cancels out, and that leaves me 19.98 over here. And then we have y minus 0.74y, then gives me a positive 0.26y. Okay. Now, one of the reasons that this is advanced is because of this step, and then also because of decimals. When we introduce these kinds of concepts on the GED Math Reasoning Test, that is what makes it more difficult. That increases the degree of difficulty. But if you stick with the COPA method, you'll be just fine. Okay, so now I also have to drop down the 14 All right, and still we're going to do the opposite one more time. And so we're going to, again, we're just going to identify the terms that are like those two. And so we're just going to do the opposite. Okay, so get my pen back. And the opposite is minus 14 of 14. And we do it to that side, we'll do it to this side. So we get 0.26y equals 5.98. Okay, now we have one more opposite to do. Okay, so this is right here. We have y multiplied by 0.26, so we're going to have to divide it by 0.26, which is this opposite. That cancels out, of course, leaving us with 1y, or just simply y. And move that up there for more space on the screen here. Divide that side by 0.26 as well, and then y equals 23. So that is an advanced equation word problem, or sorry, an advanced skill problem. Now let's jump into the word problems. So this is one of these that comes up pretty often, and so I want you to really be prepared for this word problem here. So the sum of three consecutive numbers is 153. What is the least number in the series? So every single time when we're doing word problems, we identify the question, and in this case we're looking for the least, and we're looking for three consecutive numbers. That's to state your path. So the first number, we don't know what it is, so we just call it x. And then if it's consecutive, the second number is going to be x plus 1. And then if it's consecutive, the third number is going to be x plus 2. So that's the first number, that's the second number, and that's the third number. And we know that totals, and put total here, 153. So now let's set that up as an equation. So we're going to take these parts, x plus 1, x plus 2, and equal it to 153 because we know that's the total. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2 equals 153. And then again, we're just following the same steps. So let me just go ahead and identify what's like. So x are like, and then all the numbers 1, 2 are like. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine like terms. So x gives us 3x, and then 1 plus 2 gives us 3, equals 153. Okay, now of course we're going to do the opposite here. So minus 3, 3x gives us 150, and of course we're going to do the opposite here. X is multiplied by 3, so of course we're going to do it divided by 3. Do it to that side, I'm going to do it to that side. That cancels out, gives us 1x, or just simply x, and x equals 50. So going back to our question up here, the question was, what's the least of the numbers? So the least of those numbers is 50, right? Because that's what x is, and x is the first number, so the least. So that's x is 50. So we know the first number will be 50, the second will be 51, and the third will be 52. Add all those three together, you get 153. Now, let's look at the next problem. So if Carmen earns a base salary of $404 per week plus a 9% commission rate on the retail value of all of her sales, if Carmen earned $1,180 last week, how much was the retail value of the product she sold? So this is a problem that we're going to, again, just approach it like we always do. We're going to identify the question. Okay, and so we want to know the retail value of the product. So I'm just going to put retail value. Okay, now we're going to state our path. So we're just pulling out the pieces that we know. So her base salary was 404, so just B S, and it's going to be 404. 9% commission, so C for commission, 9%. And her total that she earned last week was $1,108. Now, so let's go ahead, now that we have some detail here, and set up this equation. So we know that her total amount that she earns that week was $1,180. We know that her base salary was 404, right? And we know that her commission is 9% of the total retail value, but we don't know what the retail value is. That's the question. So we're going to say plus 0.09. That's the commission of X. We don't know. Okay. So now we're going to come back around and just start doing our same process again, right? So we're going to do the opposite. Okay. That cancels that out. And now we're going to have 0.09x. And remember, like I said earlier, what makes this stuff advanced is when you start dealing with decimals and starting to get a little bit more complex in the thinking. So this is a little bit different, but let's keep on moving. So 0.09 and then 1,180 minus 404. It's going to give us 776. And then, of course, we see here that 0.09 is x is multiplied by 0.09, so we're going to do the opposite of that, divide it. We're going to do it to each side. 0.09 and 0.09 cancels out, leaving us 1x, or just simply x. And then 776 divided by 0.09 gives us 8,622.222222. So we're just going to leave it as 0.22. So that X, that's the total retail value of her of the product she sold. Now, a couple things to point out here. Number one, see 776. Why not that number? Why don't we stop there? We don't stop there because that's her commission, but the question is not asking us about simply what her commission is. The question is asking what was the retail value of the product she sold, so that we know that when we take the part and divide it by the rate, 0.09, that gives us the base or the total. And so that's how we got the total retail value. So again, a few different advanced concepts at work here. This video turned out to be a little bit longer than I thought it would. About 15 minutes we're going to do. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, share it with other people who need it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel, and get the Solving for X workbook that's mentioned here that will give you more detail on this and help you advance in this study. Thank you.